crafty friends, it's Friday, it's 1 o'clock, it's our one-day special. How are you all? You all been chatting amongst yourselves there? Lovely to have your company, everybody. My name is Toni Darroch, and this is the How to Craft Network Studios, where we have fun with everything, anything craft related. Not so much soft craft, I do say this often, but I do my best, right? So if you are brand new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We are a community of fabulous crafters who just love to share the love of craft. So today I have a lovely counter full of goodness, and I'm going to get a little bit painty today, guys. So very exciting. Now, the items that are actually the one-day special are back in stock items. You click the notify me button. If it goes over 100, what do? I reorder. So here we are. 2 of our incredible layering stencils and dies. Now, if you missed these before, they give you the most luxurious 3D design on any piece of card, MDF, glass, whatever you want them to go onto. They are just incredible, incredible finishers with those layering stencil systems. Now, I do have to cover off a few things before we get into anything. I'm just waiting for Tim to go put the kettle on because he said, do it quick, do it quick. So I hope everyone's well. Grab a cup of tea, cup of coffee, whatever you're doing. And he's just checking on me, make sure I'm all right. And settle down because we're going to get a bit painty today. Let's do a little bit of a shout out. We've got Marilyn, we've got Rolf, we've got Denise, Michaela, Phil, Carol, Cheryl, Chrissy as well. So don't forget to share as much as you can. That would be awesome. Share the love of craft and let's get creative together. So I've already painted something before I came to here, but I'm going to paint another. And I am going to be using our one-day special stencils today. So if you already have these stencils, which probably most of you do, you are going to be able to dig them straight out and be creative if you want to. Unless you want to do the project that I'm doing, which is cool, then we will get your orders out as of Monday. Now, probably most of you have noticed the orders have started to come through now. Lots of you are getting them, thank goodness. Lots of EU and USA orders were sent yesterday, and Becky came in at 4 a.m. this morning to get through the remainder ones. But if you're still waiting for an order, well, you're in the great position. You don't have to pay another postage, I guess. We do appreciate your kindness in relation to getting these orders out of the door. We're changing our delivery provider, as you all know, and they said it would be smooth and it's not been, but you know, it is what it is. If for whatever reason you have an order on the box and you don't want it anymore, that's okay. You can have a refund. Absolutely fine, okay? But if you're happy to wait, brilliant. Thank you so much. So we have the 2 layering stencils and the die system in our one-day special. We have some MDF, which has a special offer on it. I have my glitter varnish, the gold and silver, which you all know. We sold thousands of those on TV. We have some brushes. We have some finger waxers. And I'm going to decorate some lovely MDF coasters today for a gift for somebody. I don't know who. But, you know, we like to do gifts. So if you like to do coordination with your cards and then give a gift with a nice big bow around and make it all coordinated with the amazing papers that you have or the amazing paints that you've all received, then you can absolutely do that. So let's have a look at some of the items. I have brand new finished samples for you all so you can get inspired further. If you already have the product, then more samples the design team have made for me, and I'll show you those as we go. So the first one is your classic rose. Love, love, love. The 2 on here are probably my all-time favourites. We have purchased, 32 of you have this in your basket. See, not everybody has them. We have lots of new followers every day. So basically, our layering stencil dies give the most realistic 3D design, but we always add a little bit of a twist, a little bit of a flair, whether we splatter it with the water, we do it on 2 incredible patterned papers as well. Now, the first one on the counter is Classic Rose. It is a 6-layered stencil and an outline die. You can see there the card sample on the front. I've put some lovely card samples to the front. These are all brand new samples for you all. If you can't share, don't worry. We've got Christine Scott on from South Carolina. No sunshine here today, so not quite so hot. Well, we don't get the sun very often anyway, so we're not missing out. Hi Renee, morning from NC USA. Hi sweetheart, I hope you're well. Lovely to have your company. I'm out in the States for HTCN soon as well. So stand by for that one. I'm super excited about going back. We've got Phil on, we have Vincent on, Diane, Michaela, we've got everybody on. So don't forget to share. We love our Friday shows. So basically your stencil system is the 5 layered stencils and the die, and you can create the most awesome designs you can see down the front. And this particular card is the stencil in the back and then with the die 3D'd on top. That is a beautiful card. But let me show you some of the samples, new samples with this lovely classic rose collection here. Woo! Bit fancy. So if you do like the distress, a little bit more artistic in design, of course you can do that. Clean and simple, so you don't have to understand light and shade. The stencils are designed in such a way that you are going to be able to create the most awesome cards. Not in your traditional colours, but that is a wow factor card, right? What about in your monochromatic? So beautiful. Thanks for all the hearts. Bought this one this morning. Can't wait, Jessica says. Oh, wonderful, Dan. You're going to have so much fun. Look at this one on the craft coloured card with a script stamp in the background. This one here with the F, the fabulous U. Don't forget those. Dig those out. Onto the backs of our embossing folders. All brand new samples. Thank you so much, design team. And when I ask for a refresh, I only say, can you just do 2 or 3? I don't need a lot. Well, obviously, they all get carried away, as you can see. So maybe muted in the background. What about a little bit of a wash there? That looks like paper. Then with your sprays to make them a little bit mottled if you want to. And then you've obviously got your traditional colours also as well. So you can change them up. And because you've got that dye element of them, you are going to be able to 3D them, which is brilliant, incredibly cool. Now that's item number is 030125 Alpha 29.99. The next item is Poppy Bouquet. So as you can see here, it's just incredible. We love, love, love Poppy Bouquet, right? So again, your layered stencil and the die system on there. Yellow, a red one and a purple one, all in different formats as well. Forever in our hearts. That's the F stamp and die again down on that bottom one. But let's have a look at some of the awesome samples, the new samples the design team have sent me. So with your sprays and your splats. Trust the next chapter because you are the author. Not in your traditional colours. How beautiful are these? Woohoo! Onto your embossing folders. Now you do not have to use the centres of the poppies. These haven't had the centres put in them. Muted, bright red. The rose in the back and the poppet on the front on some acetate there, thank you. Absolutely awesome. Item number for this one, 37 of you have this in your basket. See, I just know lots of you do not have this item. 030125, bravo. Absolutely beautiful. Now, the next items on the counter are totally awesome. You all know that we've got new products now to play with and be creative with. So there's 3 here. They're all independents, guys. We've listed them independently so you have an affordable price point. If you just want to do a little bit of decorating, you can. So the first item on the counter is these lovely coasters in this set here. I just sort myself out here because that is just a scruffy melt. Sorry about that, guys. So coasters, okay, 6 coasters suspended in their little carry case here. I'm going to decorate one of these today. So you get your 6 coasters. You get the MDF base as well. So if you want to decorate these with your papers, with the paints, I'm going to paint mine and then use my stencils on top. You can, of course, do that. And then you can wrap them in a great big bow if you wanted to. I'm thinking if you don't want to do your stencils on these, maybe do your pretty papers and then seal them over the top to seal the papers if you actually want to use them. So you get your 6 coasters. I know there's some missing, I've pinched them. But yours will come as a full collection in here. I love this. It's only $6.99, and for your time, I know we can't put a price on your time, but I would pay £20 for a set of decorated coasters, from 25 actually, if they're done in something that would match my home, or knowing the very fact that it's handmade is enough for me anyway. So item Charlie 9, Whiskey Hotel Foxtrot 2, just for your coasters. I would get a few of these. I do have an offer. If you buy 3 pieces, different pieces of MDF, so we've got a few linked, we've got a treasure box, we've got jewellery boxes, we've got these boxes too. If you buy 3 or more, I'm going to send you a set of paints for nothing. I'm going to use these paints in my demo because these paints were built for MDF. They're the eco-friendly. You've all seen lots of different colours in these, and we've been pushing these for a long, long time. We had copious amounts of stock of this. But this collection has been specifically put together for the MDF, and I'm going to use it today. So if you buy 3, so if you buy, I don't know, 3 sets of coasters, you'll be sent these for nothing, or 1 each of whatever MDF is listed. It doesn't have to be that's linked to the show. If you want to go and check out all Cadence MDF and pick 3, you will be sent these paints, okay? So the next item I want to just quickly touch on are 2 different shapes of sort of like jewellery boxes, okay? We have the small and we have the medium. Again, if you have those amazing papers that you've all been buying for me, think about your tailored expressions that's just come for Create Together Club for a guy's present. Oh, that actually could happen in Create Together. So it has obviously the structure, the hinge structure in there. $11.99, guys. It's nothing, in my opinion, it's nothing for a gift, nothing. So it has the hinge system. It's super smooth as well. We don't have to sand. I'll show you that with the coasters and the paint. You could put handmade cards and envelopes in here, maybe a little mini album. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I was blown away myself by the price of these. I have been to shows myself. I do see the price of MDF. And yes, some of the MDF can be cheaper, but it's not very smooth on top. And when I got these and I felt how smooth they were, I just said to Tim, Cadence have knocked it out of the park with everything that they've ever literally launched. They do it so well. It's a French manufacturer. They're based in France. You've probably seen it on TV back in the day, lots and lots and lots. I had all the waxes. I never invested in any of the paints or the MDF or anything like that. But looking through the products that I now house on my website now, I'm blown away by it. So we also have this lovely sort of like treasure trove like casket. So if you're doing like something for a child's birthday and you want to embellish it with coins and things like that, there's everything there to do that with. That's available as well. So all of the MDF I have linked to the show that I've just picked pieces off because I don't have a counter big enough to house it all. But there are tons and tons. Tim's put another one up there. So these ones are quite chunky, they're quite deep. So these are brilliant for an album, but the one that Tim's put on the screen there is a little bit thinner, and it has the clasp at the front rather than on the hinge system at the top, and that one's $13.99. So please do check out, look, yeah, check out the MDF. So if you buy any 3 pieces of MDF from the Cadence range, I will pop the paints in for you as well. And if you wanted to make a miniature one, of course, you could do the miniature one as well. I'm just going to decorate some little coasters for something quite simple in the show. I'm going to use my layering stencils as well. I'm going to put a rose on one of these. Now, do know that when you are decorating these, if these are gifts forever, gifts for people that you really think a lot about, because let's face it, you're going to spend a bit of time on a gift for somebody you love, right? There are also on the screen, or should we say linked to the show, sealants. So there is a gloss sealant, a matte sealant and a satin. Now we do have all 3 sizes in these sealants for any MDF project. So if you are physically going to use these mats, you need to seal them, okay, so it doesn't damage your work. And we have them in 3 different sizes, and I felt like the biggest sealant at £7 something was a fantastic price. So I've linked all the big ones, but there are some littler ones for lower budgets, okay, so check those out as well. But you're definitely going to need a sealant, guys, to seal it off. Probably get the matte one so they don't like dry shiny. Get the matte one or the satin one. I personally wouldn't go for a gloss one. Gives a shiny, super shiny finish, and I'm not up for that, but it is personal preference. So, and then all you do is when you've mounted them with your papers, or you've done your stencils, or you've painted them, I would probably just seal them anyway, even if they're not going to be used. get them sealed, and then you know they're safe. So you have options with your MDF, which I'm super excited about. Also in the show, I have linked our varnish, gold and silver. These were super duper popular. Now they look milky underneath, but they dry crystal clear, leaving a sparkle finish. So you've got the gold and you have the silver in there as well. Can we see those? Yep, you can see those. But it's not both, guys. Can't give you them both, though. These were very expensive to buy. But if you like the silver or the gold, you can actually finger tap these as well. So if you just want a bit of sparkle somewhere, dip your finger in, tap it onto your project, and it will dry clear and the glitter will sit in situ. So silver one there for you. And we also have the gold option as well. Now, if this is something that's brand new to you and you're thinking, I'm gonna step away from my card making for an hour, or this is a nice giftable project that I would like to do, maybe you need some brushes. Now, the brushes that I have, which I always go on about, my watercolor brushes, they're not appropriate for this type of project. Okay, so please don't use my brushes. They are of a sable hair, which is only really good for watercoloring. Okay, don't ruin sable hair brushes. These ones, Cadence ones, however, are brilliant for your mixed media. And we sold a lot of these when we launched all of the product on our website already, without me even knowing what they are, what they're used for. And they are used for your mixed media brushes. So you have a fill bear on there as well, which is a good one. Total 6 pieces, brilliant for great coverage. The hair is such that you don't get the streaks on your MDF, and your MDF is smooth, so that's going to aid it. But we all know that better product makes better workmanship. Sometimes it's not you as a crafter, sometimes it's the product that we use, okay? So a set of 6 here, $16.99. I pulled these because Becky said they sell really well. I've only had them on a week, so I've pulled those because of that very reason. So those are on there. And then lastly, on the counter, we have all of the finger waxes. Sold hundreds of these. They are incredible. Now, Tim has linked all of the colours, but if you are wanting to edge your coasters, edge your MDF boxes, put decorative detail anywhere before you go ahead and seal, rub them over and make a vintage box, get your finger waxes out. Lots of you have bought these. Vintage the ends. You can even do your last layer in stenciling the gold if you wanted to. But we have so many different colours. You've all bought, probably most of you have bought every single colour. So check them out. Tim's linked them all there. These are perfect for your MDF and your embellishments. Now, please do know that offer for the MDF, you buy 3 MDF pieces, you will get those paints. Can't get my words out. So I have the paints, I have my coffee, the wig is wigging. Oh, Tim says you look very gorgeous today, so I've left it down because he told me I looked gorgeous. Otherwise, it would have been pinned back. You know, when you get to 40, it gets pinned back, doesn't it? Everything gets pinned back. There's no glamour anymore. What is up with me? I need to get a life. I need to get a grip. I need to take my gigs off as well. Getting old. You're all watching me get old. I know you're all old at home anyway. But, you know, now you're all watching me get old. I know you're not really. So, I have stolen, so let's get these coasters, just one second. Now, before I get into having some fun, because, you know, I don't get to have much fun these days, I wanted to just touch on Maker's Memoir. Now, Maker's Memoir, the digital magazine, comes at the end of the month, but you should all start. Who's got their Maker's Memoir first piece already? Please tell me. Some of you have it. We have been dispatching for over a week now, and for those of you that are waiting, they're nearly all out the door. So your first one is your Fern and Fog, and then you get your digital magazine at the end of the month. And then in October, you get your second item and a digital magazine. And then in March next year, you'll get your last item and the digital magazine. And the memoir element of it and the makers element of it is not, it's not a craft magazine. You're going to get step-by-step, some fun stuff, but it's more about the storytelling, about Stamps by Me, and it's going to have lots of our lovely crafty ladies' stories in there too. So it's going to be a wonderful read, and it's going to be a nice way to introduce you to each other as crafters. I want the stories, I want the good times, I want the bad times, and all of the stuff in between. So this is a wonderful investment. So your first item that we sent is the bumper paper pack Fern and Fog, and your Fern and Fog owl with that masked layering stencil. So before I even get into the good stuff, I want to show you this because you can invest in Maker's Memoir at any point throughout the process. It's not like a invest at the beginning and then we cut it off dead. You can wait till the very end. If you're satisfied that you got value for money, brilliant. A lot of you have already invested, but I do want to show you this first piece because lots of you have this sent. So basically, if you invest in the Maker's Memoir, what happens is you will be sent these two pieces. You will be digitally sent a magazine with the stories at the end of this month, and then to follow, if you read the write-up about it, guys, we send another item. The next item in there is your 3D cabin embossing folder and stamp. That one's sent then with your digital magazine, and then the last one is in March with our amazing reflection collection with a digital magazine as well. So you only pay the 1p and P. We send 3 items. It is value, guys. It really is. Bearing in mind that this paper pack on its own is $18.99. So we've tried to pull it together at a super affordable price for you. So this is Fern and Fog. So gorgeous, right? Let's have a look at the papers in here. So Fern and Fog paper, see the silence? Did you hear the silence? Silence is golden, right? So you get your paper collection, and then you also get your huge, not huge, but a nice sized owl, and it's a layering stencil mask, which is going to enable you to colour him in interior and exterior. So here's your exterior mask, and it has the interior in there as well. I'll try and, there we go. And then you get your lovely owl. So I can't wait to see what you're all going to do with this. Super excited. So I can show you now because we've sent it out. So that one is your first installment of Maker's Memoir. Super, super beautiful. So I just wanted to touch on that because you can join that at any point as stated on launch. So shall we have some fun? Here we go. Let's have a slurp of the coffee. Is everyone okay? Has anybody bought any of the MDF? Is it something they've not normally done, or they do tons of MDF and they're topping up, or has anybody got a gift in mind for somebody? You could put family faces on all 6 coasters if you wanted to. So if you have a family, you could do that. Knocked it out of the park again, says Izzy. Both are stunning. Cannot wait. Oh, bless you. Hello from upstate South Carolina. Thank you, Christina. I hope you're well. Renee, Michelle, Northern Carolina, New York State. Well, I hope you're well also. I'm still not understanding the Maker's Memoir. Did what I just said be helpful, Renee? If not, just pop a comment what the question is, and I'll see if I can answer it for you. Right. So with this cut, I'm in love with this. Tim might get this as a Christmas gift with pictures of Tom on from me. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, so it comes with the coasters. It's super smooth, which is really nice. I love the fact that it's super smooth. I have the free paints that you'll get. You might have some in your stash. However, I will encourage that if you don't have any paints and it is something that you are going to be doing, Cadence. They're just delicious, aren't they? So Cadence or your Eyes Inks, they're just as good. So dig out your paints if you've already got some. If you are investing, the Cadence paints are on there, great value. So I've already gone ahead and painted this one, and I painted it in this colour, which is in your free set. Very vintage, love this one. So that's the set that you'll be sent if you invest in the 3 MDF pieces from the Cadence range. Okay, so I'm going to paint this one up. I'm going to show you how smooth it goes on. I have this graduate brush De La Roller, which I've had for years. I didn't want to open the Cadence brushes over there. I can't have everything, you know. And Tim's already spelled it out to me. You don't need one of everything. Tell him I do, guys. Tell him I do. He's like, why are you getting that? You've got hundreds of brushes. I'm like, yeah. Come on, guys, tell him. Yes, Renee, correct. So it's like a membership type style thing, sweetheart, and it runs until March. So if you purchase it today, you'll be sent the first instalment, which is your stamp and stencil and the paper, and then at the end of the month you'll be sent your digital magazine. And then at the end of October, you'll be sent your 3D embossing folder and your stamp, because that's the next design in the Maker's Memoir. That'll be sent out to you. And then at the end of that month, you'll get that digital magazine. And then the third one out of the collection arrives in March, which is the Reflection Collection stamps. You get 2 of those as well. They're normally $18.99, so that's $35.98 already. You'll be sent those 2 and then the digital magazine in there. I think the most important, we love the product, don't we? And we want to be creative, we're crafters, but the most important of Maker's Memoir, and the reason why I did Maker's Memoir, is to tell a story. I do want to write a book at some point. I think you'd all absolutely love my stories because I have a story to tell. However, this is sort of like that sidestep into even bringing our community closer together. So we have a fantastic community. We all look after one another. No one is fearful of asking a single question because we're all here to help. We will all go above and beyond, but we all have stories to tell. And where would we write those? Well, we can't really write them in like our magazine where you get the A4 stamp and the papers and that, things like that, because it sort of like doesn't fit with the creativity element of it. So Maker's Memoir is going to have a few little step-by-steps and how-to guides in there, but the product, the page, really is a cup of tea read. So it's not going to be like a novel, let's face it. It's going to be a digital magazine with a few stories in there. So whether it be about me, Tim, Tom, I already have the lady who's featuring in this one at the end of the month for you all. So if you've got a story to tell and you would like to be featured, reach out and let me know, guys. I want the good, the bad and the ugly. I want the sunshines and rainbows, and I want the tears as well. I want the community to be even more connected. Let's get to know one another. And that's the reason why I called it Maker's Memoir as well, because I know that in 10 years' time, like you all do when we all got put in lockdown and we did our shows, we all talk about it often, don't we? Can you remember when we all did? Can you remember when we all sent letters and cards? Can you remember when we had that show and everybody was in tears together? Can you remember? That is Maker's Memoir. Can you remember when we did Maker's Memoir and we got that story from such and such when she fell down and she broke her hip, and then a week later she was selling coconuts in Jamaica? I don't know what the story is going to be, but I think you get the story. So that's how it's going to be. Denise says she likes all her own brushes and she likes them in her own place. So can I have... It's nodding but saying no at the same time. I know what you mean. Don't worry. Listen, he ain't got a Scooby-Doo. Once he leaves this room, that packet's going to be split and they're going to be in this trolley like they've been here all year. Or under bed, you know them. Right, come on, let's get crafty. Let me look at time. We're okay for time. So this is the one I painted with the one I've just shown you. So let's paint one and let me show you how well they cover, okay? So you can put it on your glass mat, the paint. You can clean it off if you want to. I'm just going to put it onto some paper here because I don't want to get my mat dirty because I'm crazy. I'm just going to put a blob on here. Now, when you open these paints, you might get a little bit of oil come out first. Just squeeze it through. It's because they have a heavy oil content, so they work on multiple surfaces, okay? So don't worry thinking, oh, this is a bit dodgy. It's not. It's absolutely fine. So I'm going to use, let's cover this nasty spot here. I don't know how I've done that. So I've just got my brush here, so I'm just going to take the paint and I'm just going to paint it onto the surface here. We'll do 2 maybe make one a little bit vintage, maybe make one with nice and clean and simple lines. Now I like to cross hatch my painting to make sure I get a nice and even coverage, but it's totally up to you. And you know what, I'm okay with this type of craft because it's minimal. The muck is only like minimal. Jelly plates and things like that, whole new world. And I get excited when I do jelly plates and stuff like that. But it's not a choice. It's not a preference I would pick to do, if that makes any sense at all. But I do love, it's same with the Wows powders. You know all the techniques you can do with Wow. I love it when I'm in the moment, but I just don't do it often enough. And my creative space is sort of like the painting and the colouring, and so we're all different as human beings, I guess, which is nice, right? It wouldn't do for us all to be the same. So I'm just sort of like, you can give it 2 coats, 1 coat if you want to. I don't think it really matters. So Fed Juice says, question. So how works with Maker's Memoir? If I order it, do I pay pieces or just arrive in pieces? How it works with the invoice? So you just pay the price that it's on the screen. I think I don't know what it will be. It's different. Because obviously dollars is not the same as sterling, but you just purchase it, and we will send each component. You'll forget about it, and then you'll probably get a nice surprise when you have forgotten about it. And we will send you the digital magazine as well, so you don't have to worry about it. It's like a little bit of a, I don't know, club. So you just buy it the once, and then the rest will take care of itself. So I've covered that one. Let me just put this on something so it doesn't go everywhere. That colour is really nice. That's the colour of a kitchen. That would be the colour of a nice kitchen, wouldn't it? Really lovely colour. So here's one that I did earlier that's dry. You can see. In my opinion, it doesn't need 2 coats, but you can if you want. Make sure I've got all my edges nicely covered. There is a base to these as well, so I do encourage you to colour your base as well. You're not too late to get Create Together. It's still live, sweetheart. We're not starting it yet either because of our delivery changes. We just need to wait till everybody gets it. So there's the second one. Looks a right hash, doesn't it, when you look at it like that? But this is where you can do a different colour on top, distress it. You can do different paints on top if you wanted to. You've got your finger wax, you've got your varnishes to... Oh, it's a little bit overwhelming. Jelly plates are too messy for me, Tony. I have one. I did buy one, and I did it live in here, and I think I did it twice after, but I've not touched it since. Only buy what you know you're going to use, right? Practice what you preach. Anyway, we don't encourage overspending, that's for sure. Right, so I'm just going to turn this over. So we'll leave that one there to dry like so. So also you could now sort of like get some bubble wrap, get some card or whatever, sand it, distress it, crackle it up if you wanted to. If you look at the Cadence collection, there's crackle. We have pinned that as well, the 2-step crackle. So if you want a crackly jewellery box, so many good stuff. So this one is dry. Let's move this one out of the way. They all need painting really, right? So where's my stencil? Let's get my stencil. So I have the classic rose stencil here. I think I'm going to do the rose stencil first, and then I might jazz it up with a little bit of finger wax to distress it a little bit. So the stencils come like so. They are numbered as well. Etched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I might do the rose head. Ooh, decisions. Just looking at the design here. What do I want? Do we want let's do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop this into the center of my mat here, and then I'm going to pop my stencil like so I can see-ish where it all needs to be. So I'm going to get a pink. Move that out of the way. You see this? Once you've done your stencil, you could absolutely, with the little bit of ink that's on here, dry brush over and push the design right back. I might actually try that. Let me just clean my brush though, because I'm being a scruffy melt. And it's sat and it's going to go dry. So make sure you clean your brush and don't leave your brushes in water, because what happens? What happens, guys? pink ink pad, brush. I'm seeing if anybody tells me what happens. If you have ever listened to me in the 10 years of me encouraging you to pick up a brush. Renee, if you need any more advice, just let us know, sweetheart. If you need any more help. Right, so I'm just going to tap this ink off and I'm just going to... So I'm doing it quite light on the first layer because obviously I need to build. I am just holding it with my hand, guys, but you could use Cadence do a stencil spray, so you can stick your stencil down and then pull it off. So you have options. Sarah, your hair looks so pretty. I wouldn't quite say that today. It looks like it's been brushed with a toffee apple. But I'll take the compliment, sweetheart. Thank you very much. So just a light coverage there, just trying to be a little bit sensitive. Oh, she says light. She says light. So there's one stencil. And then the next stencil. So I'm just going to pop it on top like so. I wasn't very light. It didn't look like much was going on, did it, guys? So I'll try, let's try and get it a little bit darker then. So I'm just going to hold it in place like so. I'm just going to tap with this because it's got a delicate centre in the rose here. So I'm going to tap that little area there. Try and be a little bit sensitive to that centre. Tap, tap, tap. If you've got your sponge finger daubers, they'll work fabulously for this as well. So don't leave your brushes in the water, guys, because the water works its way up into your barrel where the hairs are cinched together and it sits in there damp and rots your barrel, and then all your hairs will drop out. You'll have a rotten barrel. I'm just tapping. Hopefully I'll just get a little bit of difference in dimension there. So you can see now, number 2. And then number 3 is more detail. Now I'm going to swap out now because I don't think I can get any darker on that one, and I'm going to jump to Fandango. I'm just looking at the detail on the, make sure I've got it in the right place, because obviously I'm not going with the heart system. There we go. This is not so delicate, so we can give this a good old scrub. Are we right at the bottom of the comments there? Sorry, I didn't know if we were right at bottom or not. Oh, I think I need to go a little bit darker if I can. Really get that dimension in there. What I might do, guys, I might add a bit of teal on that. Make it a bit darker. Get a bit of a purple colour. Not too heavy though. Don't want to ruin it now because it's so good. go. So now we've got 3. And I think I need to change my brush because I think we move on to green next for the leaves. Now this will be telling, won't it? How much green am I going to get on here? Now I need to look at the image, you see. So look at the image because I'm not using my hearts. It's about like so. So I can actually see where it's supposed to go. Just put it down a little bit there. Now you could do teal, but I'm going to go green. Got my glasses on my head. It'd help if I put them on. Right, so let's go green, guys. I'm just going to hold the centre of that rose actually and just don't want it to be too bright, so I'll just tap the excess off. So with your stencils, just drop them in some water. Absolutely fine, they'll clean themselves. I bet if we went over this with a white ink pad, guys, that'd really vintage it up. You know, like our white ink pad, that'd look cool, maybe, you know, with a brush or swipe the white on it. Oh, I'm getting very excited now. I'm probably going to ruin it. So that's one. Look at that. And we have our next layer. In fact, let's put a bit of teal on. Is anybody watching the rugby game tonight? If so, Wakefield game. My son is doing a walk onto the pitch in half time to have a game. So he's very excited about that. So you'll see my son. So I'll just blend that out. Oh. That is cool. Tim, do you like that? He's like giving me the fingers, as in camera 2. Not the fingers, as in what camera? Ooh, look at that. We need to distress it though, guys. I need to. Nice, eh? Do we like? Do we like? Nice. Now, with the... Let me just dry my brush off here. Have we got some... have we got any tissue or anything, Tim? Oh, it's okay. I've got one down there. Right, so what I'm going to do is... I think I'm going to dry brush it. Might add some wax to the edge as well. And just take the water out of my brush. Let's have a look. Phil says, for active chat and instruction, Toni is second only to Debbie Moore. Have a word, Phil. But this is comparing 6 months to a single year craft that I've been a keen follower of from her from 16 years. Oh, I'll let you off then, Phil. I'll let you off. I don't even know. Is Debbie Moore still going? I don't know. I'm so detached from it all because I'm not obviously the everyday TV channel. So I don't know. Not seen Debbie Moore for a long time. Now I've got my white here, and I'm right. Hang on, come on. Let's get some gold. So I've got my gold finger wax. Probably going to ruin it now, but anyway. Tap that off on my page. I'm just going to add. Couldn't be any further away. I've just got my gold here. Look, guys, look at that. instantly lifts. How wonderful. Hopefully you can just see that on the edge there. Oh, that is nice. If anybody's liking this colour, this one is the green gold. Basically, I am just, hopefully you can, no, it's not showing on that camera any better, Tim. The other one's better to capture. Oh. Don't be tight, Tony, get some on. I'm scared of ruining it. I like it. Just capturing the edge. Might just, don't be so tight. Let's get, I like things a little bit neat, guys. That's the problem, but I guess it doesn't matter, does it? I'll make the corners a little bit more goldy. There, I've captured it. It's all right. Got it, got it, got it. That is nice. Let's do all the corners like that. You could do each rose in a different colour. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Like a yellow, like the changing of the seasons. You've got 6, so you could use one colour for 2 of the months. So if you've got somebody who's really like into the gardening or loves, that'd be nice, eh? I'm just basically cleaning my finger now. What I might do though is I might just take my white. Just going to lift that edge. It doesn't all look like a black lump. Well, this is the great thing, right? You can experiment with all, you'll all have stash. Some of you have probably got all the cadence gear from back in the day. Dig it out. I'm wondering if I dry brush that with a white. Let's just see. It's got pink in it. Let me just clean my brush. Now you can go play Goldfinger. Hey, don't tempt me. Just trying to get rid of the pink out of this brush. Giving it a good old batter. Right, I think we're down to white. Oh no, she's doing it again. What am I doing? What am I doing? What is free paints if you buy 3 MDF products? I've ordered 2 coaster sets and a book. It's what I've painted this in, sweetheart, that lovely sort of taupe colour. You're going to get the sort of like vintagey colours to colour the MDF. That's if you're not doing them in the papers. If you're decorating them in the papers, incredible. But if you want a base colour rather than the MDF colour them in one of these and put your paper on top if you want to, or stencil on top. So you'll get the set of 5 paints. What am I doing again? Somebody said I'm doing something. How do we seal it? Rolf, I've put some sealants on. There's a satin, a gloss and a matte. They're inexpensive as well, which is nice. So I'm just thinking maybe if I... Just want to sort of like vintage it up a little bit, guys. I don't have that crackle paint. I weren't allowed it. I'm joking. I could have got it if I wanted to, but it's good to blame Tim. I'm sort of like distressing it a little bit, guys, just by dragging up. Now, when you do your distress, make sure you keep all your lines the same way, up or down or left to right. Don't do both because you'll end up with a crosshatch design, and it's not very cool. So I'm just lightly, just sort of like You see, it's just sort of like pushing it back a little bit. And when you do your pigment white, as always, it always sort of like dries back a little bit lighter anyway, and it's blendable. It's got oil in it. So if you put it on and it's a little bit heavy, just blend it out. I'm just getting some on to start with. Just clean my brush here. And as well, you can absolutely put your stencil back on top and bring the design back if you've lost it a little bit. I think I might do this with the gold too. It looks a little bit liney at the minute, so let's just get a bit. At the end of the day, what's the worst that could happen? If I don't like it, what do? Paint over it and start again. Yeah? Blend out those lines a little bit there. Looks like it's raining on my rose. I've pushed it back a little bit there, guys. You could absolutely push it back. It need to do some more gold now. Be a little less you know, have a bit of courage to get some gold on. I don't know why I'm tapping off, because it's literally just taking it all off. There we go, you can see it there. And again, the waxes are blendable as well, so you've got plenty of time to shift stuff around. This is my kind of mess. I really don't get any messier than this, guys. What do I think to that? And then to seal it, you could use your sealants. You could do it so it dries back completely matte. The varnish that I have in here is satin, so it's not super glossy and it's not matte. It's bang it in the middle, okay? So just bear that in mind if you have bought that one as well. What do we think? I think we could maybe put some like wood lines in there as well now. So I'm just going to get my ruler. I'm going to take my fine liner pen. Make sure it's working. Now, when you put this on, it's a little bit scary. There is a whole bunch of fine liner pens as well, which Tim linked last week. Lots of you bought them last week. So I'm just going to take my pen, and this is black, but they do browns, they do greys. I don't have those. I can't have everything, guys. As much as I'd love to, I can't. Seeing if this is... I've got a silver pencil here, so I'll just use this one because it's light. I'm just going to get my ruler and I'm just going to put some imitation vintage lines in. Not heavy. Can you just see the little mini line running through? So I'm creating like the wooden... If you've got a script stamp, you could script the edge. I'm not pressing on hard here. I just want the sort of like wood lines in the background. And I'll just sort of like make it look like rivets. So I'll do one this way. haven't pressed on too hard, but then you could obviously do, if you wanted to just take the side of your pencil and just scratch, that's where you're going to get the wood grainy. See now? And then you could put some little circles, like with it, if you want to. And then you could just take your white gel pen and add a highlight to that. But I'm not going to touch that. I'm absolutely chuffed with that. I need to seal it if somebody's going to put a drink on that. And I need to actually paint the bottom because the bottom's not actually painted either. What do we think to that, guys? I'm a really messy crafter. It grows and spreads. Look at that. Now, if you'd have done a lighter colour in your background, you really are going to, like a white or an off cream, you really are going to get that vintage look. So then when obviously they're all stacked in their case, bear in mind, you would paint this. I'd probably paint it the same colour as the taupe and leave that blank. But then when you put in all of the, well, you can just see how well it's going to look when you come to present it to somebody who absolutely loves it when they take each one out one by one. So let's just put these ones back in. How wonderful is that? I'm in love. I will finish that. And if I get it finished for my Monday Night Live, I'll show you it in my Monday Night Live. Can't promise, but I'll make an asserted effort to try and get that finished because that is beautiful. The actual coaster set is £6. What is it? £6.50. So, oh, that's another thing I need to remind you all of as well. Some of you are saying, oh, I'm not getting points off product. On some of my orders. If you buy out of house product like from other brands, we can't give you the discounts on those guys because I have to buy them in at wholesale, and some of the prices are really competitive. Yes, some are a little bit more than elsewhere. However, you have the capability of adding to previous basket and things like that in the one-stop shop, but we are also incredibly good on some of the price points as well, some of which we beat on the Amazon app as well. So it all depends on what you want to purchase, where you want to purchase, how you want to purchase. And obviously, if you buy other items, you accrue the points and you still get those discounts. But just do know that we can't offer the discounts on things that I have to buy in, because obviously I have to buy. Well, you know how it works in retail. You buy it in at half price and then I have to pay the postage to get it too also. By the time I finish with this, I'll probably make about £2. But I want you to be that one-stop shop where you can come and be creative. And I have used my design on MDF that I would never normally create. I wouldn't go to a manufacturer and ask them to create me MDF, but because we have great MDF from Cadence, how wonderful to be able to be a little bit more creative than just card making today. So if you are wanting to invest, that all the items are there for you. There is nothing I would put on my counter that I didn't believe in myself. You all know this. You've been with me for 15 years. And if I haven't used them, I will always say, well, a crafter has recommended them. And I know with the sales, the brushes, I haven't ever used the brushes, but we've sold a ton of the brushes. I did see them on TV, haven't physically used them, but that's what everybody was using them for with the MDF. So I can recommend them in that sense. So you can buy with confidence. And as you all know, you can speak to me if you have any problems. But yes, the offer on the MDF is buy the 3 and get those free paints. And I've put those in there because I don't want you to experience MDF embellishment and MDF design and it be a whole expensive brand new project for you. The paints are there. You'll already hopefully have a brush. So literally you'll be able to get the MDF and paint it straight up. However, I know you all have copious amounts of paper. Just because I've painted this one doesn't mean that you can't decorate. And for those album makers out there, you know who I'm talking to. Those chests, there's a small, a medium and a large. There's also a large flat one with a closure at the front. If you're making an album, a wedding album, a Christmas album, a Father's Day album for somebody who's extra special and you like to spend hours on projects for somebody who's going to appreciate it, those boxes are amazing to put your albums inside. Great keepsake, guys. And there's also lots of embellishments, closures, locks, pins. I'll leave it with you guys, but there is lots to go at. Too much for me to add to shows and too much for me to put in one show without overwhelming you all. I always put bite-sized chunks in, but you all know you can go and check out the full range on the website. All of the items that I'm referring to predominantly are under the Cadence range. It's about 3/4 of a way down on the shop, but enjoy the weekend, peruse as you will. And if you want to continue to buy over the weekend, you can add to your previous order. Don't spend on that extra P&P. And if you've got an order on the box that still hasn't gone, which is my bad, you can add to previous order on that as well without having that extra postage as well. So that's the end of the show. I'm going to really try and get these done for Monday. And if not, I'm going to finish decorating them in my Monday night live with you all, because I have loved that. And I'm not even that mucky, guys. Not that much mucky. So whatever you're doing, have a fantastic weekend. Stay safe, stay cozy, stay connected. Let me know what you all buy. And don't forget to share the show. Pop a comment underneath here though, guys. Let's share my channel and get the algorithm recognise that we are a force to be reckoned with. So whatever you're doing, force to be reckoned with. Whatever you're doing, have a lovely weekend, guys. Take care. Bye, guys.